Now okay, yeah? Right. Sorry. One second. Wait. That's a previous one. Right. 1 second. Wait. 1 second. Now, okay. Now it's visible. Hello. So,
Yes, sir.
okay, right. It's a safe water free from pathogenic agents and harmful chemical substance and excessive amount of water minerals which could produce the undesirable psychological effect. So drinking water should be some standard conditions. So now already we see um the properties of drinking water: no taste, no color, no odorless. This is the important parameters for good safe water, the usable for domestic water, right? Then next, water requirement. This rural and urban. What's the difference between to them, rural and urban? The 40 LPCD. It be 1.6 kilometer and less than 100 elevation difference kill area. LPCD means already know in water supply. You study in water supply one liter per capita demand. Liter per capita demand and per capita demand. That's the things. And urban. Urban is different with rural. The pipe supplied without a sewerage, the 70 LPCD. The 70 LPCD means 70 liter per capita demand. Pipe supply with sewerage. It's a sewerage content, right? And metropolitan means it is the municipal capital like that area. This one public stand. Some of the example, the water requirement, the domestic. Then the drinking water requirement 40 LPCD, 40 liter per capita demand. So what's the requirement? Normally, the drinking, cooking, washing, utensils, house, bathing, ablution, and toilets. The sum of the distribution of global water. So we have to study the water quality standard. One is our country, Sri Lankan standard, but then WHO standard. WHO means World Health Organization standard. This one is international standard. So in ocean water means ocean is normally more than 96%. Ocean water means what is the meaning? That's a sour water, salt water. Only drinking water percentage less than 4%, nearly 3.5%. It's a fresh water. And fresh water, it's including saline, some of the groundwater also. So actual fresh water is 2.5% overall the world. 2.5% fresh water is available. Right. Then we can divide it. The polar ice within 2.5. This is one of 1%. It's a polar ice, and groundwater 3.5. So balance is this one, groundwater. Then balance that percentage in the blue color, dark blue. They divided the ice and snow 0.97%, lakes 0.26%, soil moisture like the atmospheric water, and marshes, rivers biological water, right? Then water use worldwide. Water use worldwide. World domestic use 8%, industrial 22%, agricultural use 70%, domestic use 8%, industrial use in the low and middle income countries and high income countries. They show the water use percentage, industrial and agriculture, industrial use and domestic use. Right. The disease burden from water pollution. Now we are going to see what are the effect due to the water pollution. What's the meaning water pollution? What cause? We will see that water associated infectious disease climb up 32 lakh lives each year, approximately 6% of all death globally, and the loss of greater than 750 lakh healthy life years. The lack of adequate sanitation and safe water has significant negative health impacts, including diarrhea. So, waterborne diseases, diarrhea, referred by the travelers as the Delhi Delhi, the one of the India, they mention, and experienced by about 1 crore visitors annually. Right. This is the estimated burden of diarrhea in dailies. Daily, it's by diarrhea disease in WHO regions estimates for 2004. One of the exam. Africa, America. So daily number of persons affected by diarrhea disease. For an example, Africa, how much? More than 30,000. In the America, less than 3,000. So likewise, Eastern Mediterranean, Europe, and Southeast Asian regions, and the West Pacific region. In Southeast Asian region, how much? More than 20,000 people is affected by waterborne disease. You know, waterborne disease. What's the meaning? Waterborne disease means that's a diarrhea and cholera, like that. In early days, diarrhea is the major problems, is unable to cure because no medicine was not available in that period. It was 1930. Yes, so many people were died due to the diarrhea and cholera. Now it's a curable disease. It's a one tablet is enough to control the diarrhea. So we have the medicine to control this one. Diarrhea disease for an they consider in this one. India in estimated daily loss daily disability adjusted life. For an example, the National Institute of Cholera and Endemic Disease, Kolkata. This information is shared by the WHO. What's the meaning? 2001. For an example, this amount of people is affected. 2001, 2006, and 2011, 2000. 60. Millennium Development Goal. What's the ensure the environmental stability, have the proportion people without sustainable access to safe drinking water and basic sanitation by 2015. This one have the proportion. What's the meaning of Millennium Development Goal? Have the proportion of people without sustainable access to safe drinking water and basic sanitation by 2015. The proportion of population with sustainable access to an improved water source in urban and rural. Millennium Development Goal. Over the past 20,000 years, greater than 210 crore people gained access to improved drinking water sources since 1990, exceeding the MDG target. MDG means that's a short form. Millennium Development Goal. Is it? Okay. The drinking water coverage has increased all region except Caucasus and Central Asia. The coverage rates dropped from 89% in 1990 to 86 in 2011. Despite unprecedented progress, 76.8 crore people still drew water from unimproved source in 2011. Unimproved source means what's the meaning? They are getting the water from on the polluted area and polluted source, polluted water source. That means unimproved source. Right. Millennium Development Goal, 83% of the population without access to improved drinking water sources, 63.6 crore live in rural areas. 38% of 620 crores people globally using improved drinking water sources do not enjoy the convenience and associate with health and economic benefits of pipe drinking water at home. It is encouraging to note that the share of people relying on untreated surface water. What's the meaning untreated surface water? For an example, so there are the two types of surface water. One is surface water, then subsurface water. Two categories. The surface water means that's like river and reservoir, like the surface water. Subsurface water means that's a spring and well. The one of the examples. Subsurface. Already studied in irrigation technology. Right. Still, over 18 crore people rely on rivers, stream, ponds, or lakes to meet their daily drinking water needs. Right. The current water situation of world. The current situation, 10% of the world's population do not have access to safe drinking water. Current situation, 10% of world's population do not have access to safe drinking water. 40% do not have sufficient water for adequate living and hygiene. Some of the information. So syllabus also include this one. The water demand and water situation in the world. So 40 percentage do not have sufficient water for adequate living and hygiene. By 2050, water scarcity will affect 200 to in 2050. Water scarcity will affect 200 to 700 crore people out of total 930 crore. Just the forecasting in 2050. This much amount of people will be affected by scarcity. Scarcity means, so water scarcity, not food. Food scarcity, they may affect. Right. One of the framework for safe drinking water. Framework. Framework for safe drinking water. What means health-based targets. System assessment, operational monitoring, management plan and monitoring plans describing actions to be taken in normal. Operation and incident concern. A system of independent surveillance. So, this is the framework for safe drinking water. The types of health-based targets. The health outcome targets measures reduction in detected disease incidence or prevalence. Microbial or chemical hazards with high measurable disease burden largely water associated. For example, this fluoride. Normally you heard about the fluoride is present in groundwater. This most common problem in Sri Lanka. It's a fluoride presence in the groundwater. It's affect the teeth and teeth part, Fluoride is harm to teeth, human teeth. Fluoride. Then next one. Estimated for individual drinking water constituent that represent health risk from long-term exposure. Long-term exposure. And where fluctuation in concentration are similar occur over long periods, expressed as guideline values, concentration of substance or chemical of concern. The types of health-based targets. The performance targets, specified technology target, performance targets. These are the target. The employed for constituents. The employed for constituents via short-term exposure represent public health risk where the large fluctuation in numbers in concentration can occur over short periods with significant implication. Most frequently applied to the control of microbial hazards, pipe supplies varying from small to large. Right? Then specified technology targets. National regulatory agencies establish targets for specific action for smaller municipality, community and household drinking water supplies. Identify specific permissible devices, process given situation and generic drinking water system types.
කලින් හිටිය එතනම තමයි එතන ඉඳන් මෙහාට ඔව්
Hello. what is water safety plans? Water safety plans means it comprises of three essential actions that responsibility of drinking water supplied in order to ensure that drinking water is safe. System assessment. What is this? Is the safety water safety plans? Okay, water safety plans. It comprises of three essential actions that are responsible of the drinking water supply in order to ensure that drinking water is safe. System assessment, effective operational monitoring, management. This is the water safety plans. Okay. Then water safety plans, the primary objectives of water safety plans. It's an important thing. You have to see that one. You have to pay more attention. There's a water safety plans. The primary objectives of a water safety in ensuring good drinking water supply practice. This is the important thing, and I may ask the question during the exam time. Okay, no problem. That's one. The minimization of contamination of source water and reduction or removal of contamination through treatment process. Prevention of contamination during the storage, distribution, and handling of drinking water. This is the water the primary objectives of a water safety plan in ensuring good drinking water. So water supply practices. So you have to study this one. And then the guide by health-based targets and overseen through drinking water supply surveillance. System assessment and design. This is the system assessment and design mean multidisciplinary team of experts with through understanding of drinking water system. For example, engineers, catchment engineers, catchment and water management, water quality specialist, environmental, public health, hygienist, professionals, operational staff, and representative consumers. The provides an overview description of a drinking water system, including characterization of the source identification of potential pollution sources in the catchment measurable catchment measures for sources for resources and source protection treatment process and storage and distribution and infrastructure treatment process. We have to see the treatment process and detail. This is a major part in water supply, water treatment, storage, distribution. We will see later. There was a treatment process. Some of the calculation parts also there. Previous class we already seen about the BOD, COD, biological oxygen demand, COD, DO. DO normally you know, dilution oxygen. We can calculate the presence of minerals in the water. DO, dissolve oxygens method. BOD means biological oxygen. Normally, how much amount of microorganism like amoeba and fungus that presence in particular water. So everything we have to calculate. in domestic purpose or in industrial purpose. Already now I explained, when the wastewater is discharged from the industry, they have to calculate how much presence in chemicals and microorganism and everything. If the percentage of microorganism or mineral percentage is more, it should be treated, and then they have to do discharge discharge to the land or water. So water treatment means, so water treatment also is there, and then sewage treatment. Both you have both you should study sewage treatment and water treatment. The water treatment is used for domestic purpose, for drinking, cooking, and it's the main purpose. And sewage treatment is important for industrial purpose. Normally, you know, this tire industry, and there's a cloth industry. They have more discharge the more chemicals and more, so it should be treated. We will see later. That's interesting part, right? I think some of the people work in water supply. They see the water plant, water treatment plant, and there's a chlorination, and that's like that. I also worked in water supply, and for 6 months water supply project. So I have got some knowledge about water treatment and other things. Right, okay. Then the provides an overview description. Operational monitoring, objectives of operational monitoring. Operational monitoring for the drinking water supply to monitor each control measure in timely manner to enable effective system management, to ensure that health-based targets. Normally, you know, health-based target means the pure water, pure drinking water. Then parameters used in operational monitoring. Parameters used in operational monitoring. For source of water, turbidity, UV absorption. UV means, what's the meaning? UV means that's rays from the sunlight. It's ultraviolet. It's called UV means ultraviolet. Turbidity, algal growth, flow and retention time, and color conductivity, and local meteorological events. Right? Okay. Then for treatment, for source water, then for treatment. For treatment, the disinfectant concentration and contact time. For treatment, UV intensity, pH. We already studied about pH and everything. pH and light absorbency, membrane integrity, stability, and color. For treatment. Then next, in piped distribution systems. The piped distribution system, chlorine residual monitoring, a sudden disappearance of otherwise stable residual can indicate ingress of contamination. The fecal indicator bacteria, pressure measurement, and turbidity are also useful in operational monitoring. It's a pipe distribution system. The management procedures. The management procedures, effective management implies definition of actions to be taken in response to variations that occur during normal operational conditions, of actions to be taken in specific incident situation where the loss of control of system may occur, procedures be followed, unforeseen and emergency situation. Management procedures should be documented alongside system assessment, monitoring plans, supporting program, and communication required to ensure safe operation of system. Then this one also important, the water quality surveillance. The water quality surveillance means the continuous and vigilant public health assessment review of the safety and acceptability of drinking water supplies, WHO in 1976. What they say? The continuous and vigilant public health assessment and review of the safety and acceptability of drinking water supplies. Continuous and vigilant. Right. Done by independent agencies, state public health department. Investigate the activity, identifies corrective preventive measures, and gives feedback to water supply agency. This surveillance contributes to the protection of the public health, promoting improvement of the quality, quantity, accessibility, coverage and affordability and continuity of water supplies, known as service indicator. Complementary to the quality control function. The effective surveillance includes surveillance. What's the meaning surveillance? Surveillance means the surveillance in CCTV camera surveillance in the premise, observation, surveillance. The regular testing of residual chlorine at consumer level. It's important thing you see. The regular testing of residual chlorine at consumer level. Regular collection of water samples and testing of water samples for E. coli. That's one of the harmful microorganism. E. coli. Microorganism. It's the words. It's normally that's a toilet water. It's a contain E. coli microorganism. E. coli, right? E. coli sample and testing of water samples for E. coli or thermotolerant bacteria and coliform count. This is a regular collection of water sample and testing. We have to test E. coli test. I think in our water supply drainage board, they have the facilities to check the E. coli test and other microorganism. They have the lab. Normally, we can check our our well water or groundwater from water supply and drainage board. They have the laboratory facilities. E. coli is the one of the harmful microorganism to our health. And regular interaction with supply agency monitor waterborne diseases for early warning. So they have to tell the information about waterborne diseases during the rainy time. Normally spread in the rainy season time. Waterborne disease. What's the meaning? Waterborne disease. Normally that diarrhea, like that. Effective surveillance continued. Monitor outbreaks of waterborne diseases, sanitary inspection, education of safe water to people, training of community members and PR form and well chlorination, intersectoral coordination. Then water quality surveillance, sanitary inspection, water sampling and analysis. On-site inspection and evaluation by qualified individuals of all condition devices, practices, water supply system pose actual danger to the health and well-being the consumers. The minimum level of analysis should include testing for indicators for fecal pollution, turbidity, chlorine, and pH. So water sampling and analysis, we have to check all those things: pH level and chlorine level, turbidity, and fecal pollution. The minimum level of analysis should be included, right? The water quality surveillance, for establishing a baseline status in the country, it is suggested that all district and sub-district level water quality testing laboratories conduct the drinking water quality analysis once each pre-monsoon and post-monsoon seasons in a year for chemical parameters and bacteriological. So it should be assessed during the monsoon time and post-monsoon time. Chemical parameters and bacteriological parameters, and then subsequently monitor only those parameters which are found to be present or the concentration nearing the desirable limits, right? A location of sampling points, representative of the different sources from which water is obtained by the Publico in the system, representative of the conditions at the most unfavorable sources. There are about 50 lakh reported public drinking water sources in the country. Considering many unreported or private sources, the total number of drinking water exceeds 60 lakh. If these are to be tested twice a year for a bacteriological analysis, once a year pre-monsoon. For chemical analysis, 120 lakh water samples have to be tested in the country in a year. So, WHO guideline. And continuous. As reported by states about the 1960 district sub-district water testing laboratories including labs than exist the country through many of them are still not fully functional. If all such laboratories are made fully functional and considering the capacity 3000 samples to be tested in a year per laboratory. Under Natural Rural Drinking Water Program, NRDW, provision for setting up new district level laboratories has been made to bridge the gap. Right? Then the population served, the sampling frequency in piped water system, number of monthly samples. Less than 5,000 pollution in particular area. So number of monthly samples, one is now 5,000 to 100,000, so 1 per 50,000. And 100,000 to 500,000, 1 per 10,000 population plus 10 additional samples. Oh, we have to check the water system. We have to check the, it should be check the chemical and biological parameters. Then analytic test. Analytic test, the method of sample collection for general analysis for bacteriological analysis. The methods of same collection 2 liter, the collected in clean glass stoppered bottles, Winchester quart bottles. Rinse 3 times with water before filling, store at the low temperature. For bacteriological analysis, 250 milliliter in sterilized bottles at sodium thiosulfate if a sample contains chlorine. It should not be opened before filling. Collect the sample, examine to keep in ice until analyzed. This is the bacteriological analysis. It's contained in directly involved in the BOD analysis, biological oxygen demand. Right? Okay. For metals analysis, 1000 milliliter acidified sample for metal analysis. Winchester and quart bottle. This is the sample. And the water quality surveillance continuation. The state level laboratory shall concentrated on analysis specific parameters of local importance like pesticide, toxic substance, bacteriological and virological parameters, polyaromatic hydrocarbons, polychlorinated by phenyls. These are the what's the meaning? The bacteriological and virological parameters, polyaromatic hydrocarbons, polychlorinated by phenyls. This is the chemical presentation in the water. The disinfection is by products like trichloromethanes, TCM, trichloromethanes. This trichloromethane is used for disinfection. The water quality control to ensure water services meet agreed national standard and institutional targets to provide valuable information, quality of sources of water, quality of source of water, efficiency of treatment and water quality variables, natural and seasonal variations, identifies need for taking remedial action. some guideline values. So water quality, water quality criteria and standards. Criteria and accessibility and aspects includes physical parameters and inorganic constituents. Microbiological aspect includes bacteriological indicators and virological aspects, biological aspects, chemical aspects, radiological aspects. So, what's the meaning? The microbiological aspects, the bacteriological indicators, coliform organism, facial strepto, and virological aspects, biological aspects, chemical things. Some Indian standards said that the water quality, what they are maintaining. And we'll see the fluorides, the dental fluorides. Why it's affected the teeth? Due to the presence of fluoride in the drinking water, the excess amount of fluoride presence in the drinking water. So it will teeth and cracking and chipping. The skeletal fluorosis. Okay. Some of the organic content, the limit, the carbon tetrachloride, it is the allowable limit in the drinking water. The microgram, the less than, what's the meaning microgram? The 1000 microgram is a 1 milligram. So 1 microgram per liter. So chlorine tetrachloride 2 microgram per liter. Dichloromethane 20 microgram. It's a allowable limit, right? This one, water tea, safe water. So I will some question, just write the answer and see and write the answer, right? Some of the quality important points. Yeah. So you write this question. This some important points. What is the, if you possible to write, you can write. Otherwise, I will send this PDF. No problem. What is the water safety plans? It's the important question. It will come to exam. 1 second from first. To write this question, you write. 1 second. So I may ask the question, write the framework for safe drinking water requirements. You can draw and write this chart. So you write this one. I will give 5 minutes time. If you want to, so take some short notes. You can take one. The framework for safe drinking water requirement. What are the framework? So write this one. I will give 5 minutes time. We'll see the important things, right? I will give, right. Then you write this one also, this question. What is the water safety plans? I may ask the questions during the exam times. You write this one, this part. What is the water safety plans? Then water is this one is important part. Then then this one also you write what are the parameters used in operational monitoring. You state the 3 points, the 4 source waters, stability, this one, right? 4 source of water, 4 treatment, and in pipe distribution system. This is the important things. I may ask the questions and during the exam times. The water supply. 4 source waters, then 4 treatment and pipe and distributions. This is the parameter, the 4 source waters and 4 treatment. Write this one. Could you able to understand what I am saying? The notes. So the simple theory, three theory parts, and the calculation parts I will explain. I will share some videos about this practical part. You can easily understand it's a treatment process and this. Right, you know this one, this is the important parameters used in operational monitoring. Then next need this one. This one also important, the effective surveillance includes. So you have to write this the points, the regular testing of residual chlorines at the consumer level, regular collection of water samples and testing of. So write this on your notebook. Effective surveillance includes. Right? Then this is the important part. And so you write this one also, the water quality surveillance, the sanitary inspection and water sampling analysis, the one site inspection and evaluation by qualified individuals of all conditions, the devices and practices in water supply. You note this point: sanitary inspection and water sampling and analysis. So water supply too is an interesting subject. This water treatment and sewage treatment, some of the analysis part, and laboratory practical. I think you have the field visit also there. I think you are HOD arrange. I think so. There are two types of treatment in is included in US. I already told that's water treatment, drinking water treatment, and sewage treatment. So main components these are. Drinking or obtaining drinking water is basic rights of every human beings. Getting pure drinking water. So it's a guidelines of WHO. Basic needs and basic rights also. Getting pure water, pure drinking water. You know, WHO means that's one of the organization of UNO, World Health Organization. This is the water quality surveillance. This is the sanitary inspection. Yeah. I think you have some assignments also there. They are in the module descriptor also mentioned. So I will give the assignments later. You can send the digital version assignment answer. Right. Water quality surveillance, the local, no need. Water quality. So this one also important. The water quality control, QC, water QC means to ensure the water service meet agreed the national standard and institutional targets. Please write these points also. Water quality control to provide valuable information. Write this one. Everyone should maintain one notebook. You can write some notes. Right, so this is the four important points to provide the biological information. So guideline values, water quality criteria, and standards, acceptability aspects, microbiological aspects, chemical aspects, radiological aspects. That's the meaning. Chemical aspects, mineral presence. Mineral means, the ferrous, calcium, magnesium, that kind of metals presence in the water. Radiological aspect means, what's the meaning? Is radiation elements, the present, some, what's the meaning? The radiation elements, some uranium, something, some element, some of the elements, these radiation elements presence in this one. Radiological aspects. I think you heard about some of the countries have the atomic plant. They discharge the water from atomic plant. It consists some radiological elements during the discharge from that plant. So radiological aspects, right? And then these are the effects, right? I think during the next class we will see the our country standard, Sri Lankan standard. What the Sri Lankan standard used in pure water quality. The standards are used in Sri Lanka in water quality. We will see in next class and at the time. Right, at this level, I want to stop at this level. If you have any clarification or doubts, you can ask me after finish the class. I will send this PDF also. Today I recorded this lectures. I will share. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I will share this recordings. I think how many students are studying in water supply? It's an elective subject, isn't it? Nearly 19 students. How many students studied? Anyone answer me?
19, sir.
19. Okay. Okay, I am going to stop at this level. I think today is okay. So internet coverage is, I think, in earlier times did a little bit trouble. Now okay, I think so. In the future, I have the plan to purchase the landline internet connection. So the landline is okay, I think. The internet now also okay, but in some time in earlier time, the 7 o'clock, I think that 6 to 7 is a rush time. Some a little bit internet slow because the documents unable to upload it. But I am study this too. Then I think after sometimes it's okay. Now also okay. Okay, then I will stop. Okay, I'll stop. Okay. Thank you.